Hi, did you guys know that I've been learning Italian? I have pages and pages of notes. I just like the language and I think it's pretty, and Italy in general. Um, it's always fascinated me with the art and culture, but I probably won't be allowed in there without the jab, so it's probably pointless. But um, I just love the Renaissance art and all that stuff, and just the culture and everything is just so fascinating to me. Uh, really is a wonder of the world. And a reason why I'm doing it is because I'm sort of basically testing my memory, right? So I had this something like click in my head. See, if I could like try to learn at least part of a third language, then I think that will kind of train me to become better at retaining memories from dreams as well. I think it's all connected. So I think if you work on your brain, work out your brain, inevitably, your memory will become better and your brain function will become better. So, like in high school, I used to be in plays and stuff, and I would memorize Shakespeare. And I thought that was just like enormously helpful um, for your own personal growth. So, it's just what I feel is the right thing right now. And, but of course, my discussion today is not a happy one as usual. But I was just reflecting on George Bush Sr.'s quote um, about the very real possibility of a new world order where the rule of law will reign and not the rule of the jungle. And something clicked. What does he mean? Well, how many of these dystopian movies do we see with that very principle? Just for example, Minority Report, Equilibrium. If you haven't seen those movies, you should. Equilibrium is really good. I'll ruin it a little bit right now, but Christian Bale's in it. Basically, they eliminated emotion through the use of this drug. So it's kind of like a Brave New World in that book in that sense. So there's another example right there. And by eliminating emotions, they eliminated art and culture and also all crime. And this is what George Bush Sr. means by the rule of the jungle no longer prevailing. Because here's the trap here, right? Basically, in this game, I think us as a collective, so you got to remember, I don't see us as separate. I don't see anything as separate. If I look at an atrocity and I feel deeply connected to it on a personal level, as should you too. And you shouldn't feel disconnected from anyone or anything if you understand that all is one and God is one, and we are cells of God. Having said that, if 99% of the body is good, but 1% is poison, then the whole system is poisoned. And that's going to be the justification for um, basically an equilibrium, Brave New World type system to come about. Um, I've The Matrix has been throwing some really dark, heavy stuff in my face the last few days. For whatever reason, it's been popping up on my feeds, these things that are related to human trafficking and the narco drug cartels, and the things they do are worse than the medieval Inquisition. And I was just in shock because, as bad as I knew things were, I didn't know things were this barbaric and atrocious to call ourselves a civilization is a complete joke. The entire thing runs on an endless river of flowing blood, and that's how it works. Um, it's really sad, and there really are more slaves now than there's ever been. Having said that, what do you think they're gonna do? So here's the trap: we either get ourselves as a collective under control, or they'll do it for us. But our hands are tied. Here's the trick: all the odds are against us, right? So people are put into positions that they can't really get out of or have limited choices in, like the countless upon countless growers of coca leaves in Peru who don't really have another option due to socioeconomic reasons but to grow the coca leaves to turn it into cocaine. And that's the trap. It's a trap. It's an entrapment of criminality, where there is an incentive for people to get in. It's like alluring, right? It's alluring and enticing, and of course, that all revolves around the fictitious notion of money, which money, as we know, is nothing more than resources. Having said that, even though it's probably true that 99% of the people of the world are generally good, normal, boring, whatever the terms are, you see how, you know, daily life is, right? And people are generally pretty normal, but they keep that 1% criminal element running, and they'll use that as a justification for total control. Now, again, I'm speculating here. What I'm going by right now is the movies that they showed us. And they didn't show us, and they're not showing us these movies by accident. This is all possible future scenarios for us to enter into. Now, there are inevitable outcomes, as I believe, including the world just straight up coming to an end, which I think will come true as well. But in those inevitable outcomes, there is slight deviations and variations as to exactly how it will look like. For example, the movie Equilibrium or Aldous Huxley's Brave New World. Those slight differences and deviations, or Judge Dredd, or whatever other dystopian movie. So many of the movies about the future are like this. And there are very few that show like a very positive, uplifting future. And have you ever wondered why that is? I know, I get it. Like it would be kind of boring to look at in a movie. You want action, right? You want drama, you want violence, you want this and that, but it still seems odd. Like, I mean, there's a few examples like the Time Machine, where he goes like way into the future. And by the way, here's another thought. Um, we're not evolving into continuous linear time. Just to make this clear, we are evolving into timelessness. There will be no such thing, for example, as 100,000 years from now. At this point in our collective evolution, it will be just timelessness, which it already is. And there comes the whole divine dichotomy and the endless contradictions of existence. But we do not evolve into continuous linear time. There will come the singularity, and that singularity is timelessness. That's another topic, though. I just wanted to reflect on what Mr. Bush said. I think it's important to take those words seriously and not laugh it off because he is telling the truth that it will not be the rule of the jungle. You can't get control of yourselves, then we'll control you for you. And they'll use the 1% criminal syndicate, which includes the governments, of course. They'll use that 1% at the tippy top, and their behavior is a justification for total control. There will be no crime. There will be no poverty. There will be no suffering. But it will come at a deep price, and that is your freedom. So that's it.